taking a trip to a strange distant place on the end.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Smash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am your returning host, Crash, in the building. I'm back this week. Sorry for last week. Had a little bit of a situation that happened literally minutes before the show went on, so I had to dip out. But my awesome hosts that are with me this week held it down. We've got, of course, Static Gorilla in the building.
Hello. Well, I don't know if that's an online building or not, but sure.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. Then we got Meza as well.
Hello.
The gatekeeper of the DFO online lobbies right now over on Kick.
I try to do what I can.
He does what he can. That's what we all can do. Just like I'm me telling you guys that this, of course, is Double Tap. This is the podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. This is gonna be a interesting episode, man. We are T-minus not too far from a pretty big release. We've got some other updates to get into and some possible trailers to talk about as well. But if you haven't already, make sure to follow us, Double Tap FGC, on all social media platforms. Check us out on YouTube, of course, once again at Double Tap FGC, where we put up highlights of this podcast here that we do stream live on twitch.tv/smash those buttons on Monday nights. The episode does come out every Tuesday each week. So, you know, if you want to get coverage on anything fighting game related, this is the show to be at. But let's jump right into it, fellas. We've got, like I said, we've got some big fish to fry. So let's jump in. How are we feeling? Do we wanna let's do some KOF? Let's do some KOF actually, because they mean to say that we did have some patch notes. KOF 15 does have a new patch. I don't know, has it actually dropped yet? I have to double check.
I thought the patch was dropping with Duo Lon, but
is that what it is? Oh, September 12th. Okay, that's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. So the reason I came across the patch was, of course, because they had a visual guide that went off on SNK Official on YouTube, just showing changes to various characters. And, you know, I prefer when they take the time to actually give us some visuals like this. I think the days of, don't get me wrong, I love my patch notes, my Excel spreadsheets worth of reading my bullet points and all that, but sometimes some of the wording can get a little finicky. I'm looking more at Strive in general when it came to some of especially their season 3 patch notes, where some of that stuff, even though it was a big jarring change, some things were like worded weird, so you have to assume what it means until you actually play the game. While as, you know, maybe we can take, you know, kind of go the direction like SNK's taking, where they're giving us a little bit of an actual visual to look at. We're all visual people. We all look for frames. Why not do that to the patch notes as well?
I feel like that should be a standard where you should showcase what exactly has changed, because I feel like, like you said, the wording is terrible nowadays. It's gotten even worse over years, actually, to the point where every company uses their own terminology for every game, which is even more different for each game. Like Arxis has like 4 games and they all use different wording. Yeah,
it gets a little funky, but yeah, I much prefer this style of update. But I haven't, you know, game hasn't dropped yet, or rather the patch hasn't dropped yet, so, you know, we're only seeing some of the ideas, and I think these aren't all the patches to my knowledge. No, right? There's way more. I mean, it's still a 4-minute video regardless, but I don't think they're hitting every single patch note in here. I just know from what I'm seeing on Twitter, from what people are saying, because the patch notes have actually been officially released, so you got all the info there. B Janet has there's no other way to say it. They're like, yo, that bitch is dead. Like, she's fucking dead. I'm like, word? Okay, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah,
so we're gonna have to see to find out.
I saw Coach Steve's tweet. It says, "Patch looks very interesting. More universal changes than I thought there would be. Some overheads, low to mids, proximity recognition. Kai, Cronin, and Jenny all nerfed, but I think Cronin got it the least for sure. Let's see what happens." And then he puts Dolores with the heart. So Dolores did get a pretty big buff where one of her buttons that's an overhead does get a little bit like of a combo afterwards. So that was pretty cool. So I mean, I can see where that is a pretty good buff for her. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw for Cronin of all things, I think shout out to the homie Shakugan. I think he posted up his tweet was Definitely more than that. I forgot.
I
my
knew
bro-
not
to go there.
I forgot. He is the sole. The sole owner in who's that Pokemon series, and I forget sometimes. Sometimes your brother's timelines be wild. But yeah, I remember seeing this tweet where he's surprised that SNK didn't nerf Cronin's like OTG like stomp, or rather, not it's an OTG as well, but it's like that stomp. I think he's plus off of that, but it's an overhead, but it's like a really weird. It's a very powerful overhead, and it's got a lot of utility. So surprisingly, that it hasn't actually been touched is really interesting.
I'm going to Yurikov's Twitter now. It's a safe one, I believe.
It's all good. It's all safe here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what he's feeling. He says dropping B Jeanette was a smart move prior to the patch, considering that the murder that we all just witnessed. However, they did worse with Kyo and K. K-Dash. Hate to see it. Oh, K-Dash got nerfed? That's
K-Dash, finally. I mean, he's been effective since day one, so...
Yeah, but everybody was too lazy to use him, and then he got even cheesier.
Yeah, but it's like, I think he's still gonna be potentially, there's those characters, right, where they try to nerf, and they nerf, and they nerf, and they nerf, and it doesn't matter. They're still gonna be competitively viable the entire way. Like, I always bring up, like, Kid Buu for Dragon Ball, like... Yep. From the rip, and it has not changed in all this time, and as many nerfs as there have been, he's always still been part of the equation. We'll just have to wait and see, of course, when the patch actually drops, but these are just initial impressions. So we're gonna be seeing some new tech. The Twitter feeds are gonna start getting filled up with some more KOF 15, which is dope. So I can't wait to see how they're gonna shake things up for sure, because they still have I think there's still a couple more. Is there still more characters for DLC coming up, right? I think they still have one more, right? Yeah, there is one more left after Duo comes out. So I guess this is gonna be the big one with Duo, and maybe some post after DLC, possibly. Like we'll just have to wait and see. But if you guys want to check it out, of course you guys can check out on Twitter, on the official SNK actual Twitter space. Or on the actual website as well. They do already have their listings in PDF format and all that, so you can go down the list. Or check out your favorite content creators like Coach Steve or Shakugan and just Shakugan, who are pretty sure they've probably streamed it at some point. Matter of fact, if I look at Twitch right now, this is how what's it called?
Careful. No, I'm kidding.
This is how. There we go. I was like, we're gonna at least see one person when patch notes are coming out. We're gonna see at least whatever the game is. Somebody is going to end up streaming the patch notes and taking a look at it. In which case, I'm sure we're probably going to see Coach Steve and maybe some others jump in later on.
Too, probably for sure, because he usually streams a lot of the new patch notes for stuff.
Is he playing KOF still?
I think he touches it from time to time, but I know he's been playing a lot of the Guilty Gear patch, so he's been really, really on that. Okay, all right, so we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, actually, speaking of which, Guilty Gear. We do have some. It's not so much a big update, but really this is a PSA to everybody. Like I said, season 3 has been out now for over a week, or right over a week, almost like 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, and people are just going in still. The combos are still getting figured out. We're still going through tournaments. The game is still getting figured out due to the new mechanics that have been added, such as the flex shield and wild assault and such, right? But that has not stopped Arc System Works from actually posting up about a survey, and I think it's to your benefit to actually go ahead and check out the survey. They have posted up. It's going to be open until the 14th of this week. So remember, this podcast is being recorded on the 11th. So it'll be out by the 12th. So you still got 2 days. If you're listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, whatever your podcast platform of choice, you got till the 14th. Go check it out. Once again, Guilty Gear _PR. They have the survey that's open. Get all the information. They want feedback. It's a great thing for them to do this. We want to have this with more developers, with more of everyone that's like getting involved in, and just tell them like, hey, how you feel about the survey. They've done this in the past, and they read it. They listen to us. And it's, like I said, it's into the benefit of the community, benefit to you as a player. Just let them know, even if you're just one person, you feel like, oh, it's just my survey. You'd be surprised at probably how many people are eye to eye with you on certain, how they feel about the patch, what could be better, what is, maybe it could be changed up a bit to make it better. The decisions to maybe the mechanics themselves. So make sure to
let them know about that. So once again, season 3 survey is live. Go check it out. Guilty Gear _PR once again on Twitter, X, whatever. Shout outs to Valentine on the Twitch chat. PDF Twitch category when? Absolutely right. There should just be a patch notes category on Twitch. Just patch notes. And then because that's kind of universal, right? Like everybody that's into Apex, some sort of competitive game, that whether you're Apex, your League, your Valorant, your fighting games, if there's a patch that drops, it would be well within their good reasoning to actually add that into Twitch, which would be pretty dope. All right. So, other than that, Guilty Gear, we're just in full-blown Season 3 mode. Johnnies are not showing up. First of all, I'm not seeing as many Johnnies as I thought I was going to see. I'm going to be honest. Like, in terms of competitiveness right now. I know the character's still early, but... Yet? You think so? It's because
like the character is still kind of new, so I just think the
character's new, but Johnny just feels a little weird because he plays differently, right? It's not it's not the coin thing; it's the card. You have to play it a little differently. I still just watch Omito play because he's back and his numbers are up because it's literally in his name for his Twitch page, his Twitch username anyway, and it's pretty straightforward, but I think there's still there's some dirt McGirt there. But because it's like also in the mix of the new mechanics, it's like all the other characters just have to adapt to the new mechanics, right? And maybe whatever slight patches they got. Like Johnny has to get figured out first and then see where those mechanics also kind of lay with Johnny's game plan. So it's kind of a bit more work to see that character get fleshed out quicker. So I can understand that. But at the same time, I thought there'd be more gung-ho to get Johnny in. But I don't know, maybe he might be the second coming of biking players, right? The joke back in the day was like, oh, you're a biking player, that means you don't really play the game. Biking players don't actually play the game, but they actually fucking talk about it all the time. What did they used to say about
Justice players?
Is that what, did they?
No, I said, what did they used to say about Justice players?
I don't know what they said about Justice players, but I just know that was always the meme when fucking biking players was like, oh, you're a biking player, that means you don't actually play the game, you just respect the titty and that's about it. And I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. Hey man, not my words. I mean, they came out my mouth, but you know what it is. All right, so from that, let's see. So that's more of a random. Let's go with some MK, man. This is gonna be kind of a big brunt of the show this week. Is that MK is about, what is it, 4 days? The 19th is coming out, but I believe you get the actual early access is the 15th, so like 4 days, or is it the 14th?
It's 14th at 1 p.m.
Okay, so 3 days if you got the initial pre-order.
Yes.
For it, right? So the release is around the corner for those that pre-ordered it, while as you have to wait till the 19th for anyone that hasn't pre-ordered it. I'm indifferent right now myself. In between the two, I haven't pre-purchased it, but doesn't mean I might not by the time it comes out, because I might want to get it, but I haven't played the beta or anything. What I am going to play though, hold on before I tell, but what I am going to play though real quick is this ad break, because we gotta hit this ad break real quick. We'll be right back. We're gonna talk some more MK1 as it's right around the corner for us, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, cool. Sorry, we're back in full effect, ready to talk some MK1. Mezzo was just about to drop something on us. What were you saying?
I mean, can we talk about how expensive the game is? I've only noticed it mostly with AAA titles such as God of War. What was the other game? Horizon Dawn. Those games were $70, so $74.46, some nonsense like that. That's a lot, right? But we're talking about a fighting game. Now, I mean, for me, I think this is worth it because you're getting a full story, you're getting all this content.
Yeah.
Versus some other games that are $60. But $100 for me to get the DLC and everything else, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's a little potent. It's a little bit of a bite to the wallet, but hey, no one's putting a gun to your head to get it, right? You can at least go ahead and just get the base game, because if you want to be about the story.
$70.
I mean, yeah, it's not the first game to be $70, but yeah, 110 right now on Steam. It's the first fighting game, right? It's the first one ever. Yeah, I've never heard of Mortal Kombat.
Because Street Fighter 6 wasn't $70 either.
Yeah, this is the first Mortal Kombat. Like, it's a franchise, right?
Yeah.
It's the first one. Number 1.
Wait a minute.
What's up?
So if I have receipt right here,
Oh, my man got the receipt.
physical copy, I can get on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I hope.
Should be able to, yeah, on Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a PS5, but there's one sitting over there for some reason. My brother lent me his.
I'm about to say, like, wait, I'm confused. It's like, I don't have a PS5, but I might have stolen one.
Right.
All right, well,
No.
so actually, yeah, hands here as to who's gonna play MK1.
Yeah, I don't need to show you my hand.
Oh, okay. I guess all of us. All right, cool.
everybody.
I didn't know if you were gonna jump in as a to check it out.
No, I am. Yeah.
Are you interested more in
yeah.
the story? Or are you actually gonna try to are you gonna try to be fucking around just to at least casually play it to see if you're gonna like it?
I want to see. Like, I like the beta a lot. I want to see if I can, get to that point where I want to be competitive in it. But it's still one of those things like. It's MK, so I've always like gotten really into MK in the beginning, and then I'll be like, fuck this.
Also,
So-
I mean, it's a tag team as well, and that's up your alley. BB Tag, Marvel, that's your shit.
I love the cameos, and on top of that, I love the system for the game. But I think the biggest thing is I love that it feels similar to Injustice, like with a little bit more. So like that's kind of the thing that's pulling me towards it the most, more than anything.
Okay. I myself, I'm all for. I don't know if I'll compete in it, but I am. I'm not really too secretive about it. I love MK stories. I think, like I said, they've set the bar since 9 when it came to fighting games and how their single player content is, and just the story alone, right? I'm super invested in the lore and in the game and the franchise. I was all gung-ho about jumping into that beta and playing it. I have not. I've actually, ever since I missed the first one, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in hella cold turkey, like as if it was, any other franchise, any other game in any other genre, and just go in and just see what their intentions were. I'm not gonna have any kind of preemptive like thoughts on it or experiences, which I can already have an idea, but I won't know like how it feels and such until I actually play it. So I'm ready to get into it like day one, but like I just want to go through the story mode day one, and then we'll start creeping into like, okay, well, competitively, like how's the game gonna shape up when I take it online and such, right? That's what I'm looking forward to.
Good.
No, I was just gonna say I think that's a good approach to it because you've always been the type to be like, well, I'll wait. Plus, I think it's better that you waited. That beta kind of like it was like a jab. Like it's like if I would have went to Evo and played Project L, I would have been pissed because I would have been waiting. So, I mean, you've missed out on that wait like we are.
Yeah, I'm not like tripping too much on it, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure because you liked it, Jay. Actually, I don't even know what your thoughts are. Did you end up enjoying the game like when you played the?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like, could you not wait to get your hands on it? Was that like killing you just waiting for it?
Honestly, no, not necessarily. I only got to play it three times, I think. But I did like that I had to depend on my colleague or my cohort, somebody next to me, to actually play the game a bit and enjoy it a bit more. Because even in game, you get to have a little bit of a break, which sometimes you don't really get. So with this game, with Mortal Kombat, it looks like you're going to be on all the time, especially if Sindel's throwing her assist at you 5 times in a row. Yeah.
We'll see how that chick turns out.
Real quick though, I was just telling somebody yesterday that the game's coming out Thursday, unless you pre-order it, blah blah blah, next Tuesday. And then he was like, oh yeah, who's the best? And I'm like, oh, honestly, like instantly I'm already looking at like top 4 is like Johnny Cage, Sindel, Scorpion. They haven't even shown us.
I think Scorpion,
yet.
I think Scorpion now.
like for real. And I couldn't even come up with like a 4th. Like nobody I've seen has been as strong as those 3. Oh yeah, and Garrus. And who'd you say?
Wow, you're just gonna leave Kenshi out like that? He summons and just it stays out.
Kenshi looks
but it's not like he's using a double assist, really. But
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet, buddy. We don't know that yet. We don't know what's gonna happen. Because also when the retail version comes out, I know they had the beta not too long ago. There could be there's gonna be some stealth tweaks and such. Yeah, day one patch. There's gonna be some tweaks, especially if there was like real dirty shit that someone might have found that just hasn't shared.
I just want the frame data to be correct. That's it. Because like
that is true.
That's always been like a big interesting that they've just left a lot of frame data untouched, and we have to figure it out, which it's kind of cool still. But then like there's frame data that you put in the game and it's inaccurate as hell. Like we were having a little bit of that trouble with the actual beta, and I was like, I'm just not gonna trust it.
Yeah, and they have a history of doing that, so yeah.
I'm like, if I think it's plus, it's plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by feel. I'm gonna go the old school way. I'm gonna feel it out. This looks plus, and then you get hit like, nope, never mind, I wasn't plus. I just got a down-tuned hardcore crushing blow. It is what it is. So with the game so close to actually being released, now they're obviously in their big promo run. We got to watch, if you had a chance, if you checked it out on Twitter or any other places that were promoting it, Ed Boon made his debut on Hot Ones most recently. Half of a Hot Ones. It's not the first time they've done it. Key and Peele was one of them, but they did it because it was two people, and I think there was maybe one or two other guests that maybe have done like a half stack, but
Tenacious D did a full one, even though they were both on it.
Yeah, I think they did. Big fans of the show for years, actually for many years. But it was cool to have Ed Boon on, and it's such like a mainstream marketing tool. Like it is just that really gets in front of people. I mean, the video went out 4 days ago. It's already got 1 million views. They're just trying to push MK in front of people. it's just a mad fucking dash.
They know their audience.
Yeah, so this obviously wasn't anything too surprising, but yeah, it was
kind of felt surprising.
It was a little surprising in terms of them being on Hot Ones, but I'm not surprised that they did something. Is what it is. Like I'm not surprised that they went somewhere because they have to get the game hot. They have to get it. I just realized I'm wearing an Injustice shirt. I'm like, I got NRS on my sleeve. They have to get the shirt hot. They have to get the IP in people's minds because they want to. The pre-orders are one thing. They want to sell day of as well for the people like myself that aren't being accounted for right now that are gonna want to buy it or maybe are on the fence of buying it. Got to get in front of people.
I just think it's very interesting. Go ahead, Gabe.
No, you're fine. You're already in a sentence.
I just feel like this is the first time we're seeing like games kind of transition from out of that. We're in this section and now we're creeping into like, okay, you can mix with celebrities, you could do more of that, and it's okay. It's like, and now we're getting that same exposure as maybe celebrities might get. We may not have, the 40 mil, view episode like a Idris Elba or something like that if they did, but we are getting to that point where now we're breaking down barriers.
Breaking a little bit more mainstream, some more mainstream audiences to be pushed out to. But I think that's also, it's just due to the IP. It's MK, you can go anywhere in the world practically. And I guarantee you, though they could recognize a Mortal Kombat character or know of MK. Like, it is that big of a cultural piece of our culture at this point now that has, just engraved itself. So they can do that. I think it'd be kind of tougher to see, like, a Guilty Gear beyond here, an Arc Sys game.
I mean, Street Fighter, maybe?
Street Fighter could. Tekken, Street Fighter, the real mainstream ones, the big three, some of the ones that people just know.
Well, maybe, but, at the same time, when you see the video, you're sort of like, I'll be honest, the last season of Hot Ones, I haven't really clicked on anybody. Either I just don't like the person or I just don't know them. But then I clicked on maybe some of them, maybe to see the memes of somebody a spicy wing or something. Yeah, I didn't know who Anita was until I saw the video.
Yeah, you're just going in for the bomb reactions. That's all.
No,
but
they know what attracts.
But yeah, so it's cool to see Ed Boon on there. You guys can check out the full video. It is still live. Obviously, it's 15 minutes. But we did get a really cool reveal at the end, or rather a trailer that we got post this interview, which was the Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, we knew there was going to be a skin for him. That wasn't really a secret because they did talk about the history of MK, obviously. And you really, if you don't know your history, it was intentionally meant to be for Jean-Claude Van Damme, who in the 90s was just this superstar, was, you know, like your Schwarzeneggers, your Stallones and such. He was everywhere. And you know, MK is like an homage to a bunch of martial arts movies and such, and he was, you know, Bloodsport. Like I don't know what more to tell you. Bloodsport was an incredible influence on the game, on the character Johnny Cage. If you didn't know him, this is like mind-blowing to you, like actor. If you look at his very first costume design and such, it's literally what Jean-Claude Van Damme wore in Bloodsport. It's because that was supposed to be him. Johnny Cage is literally the first, the letters, they're right there, the abbreviations, Jean-Claude, Johnny Cage, it's all there. The split nut punch, all that, it's there. But now, as they said in the interview, which, you know, I think a lot of us felt that the same way when we first saw the trailer, was like, wow, full circle, man. He's actually in the game now. This was the long dream that they wanted since the very first MK, which is really cool. And we get him, and it was really cool. We actually got to just see him in full gameplay now. Like I said, we knew he was going to exist in the game. We just haven't seen any footage and any audio as well. I believe that is him that is voicing him. I'm pretty sure that's him. The thing I say, I'm pretty sure that's him. The reason why I say that is because they're saying, yes, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme and it's him voicing it, and I get it, but I don't see it. Yeah. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but I was like, I'm like, oh, cool, this is him. But I'm like, even just in the very early couple seconds when he's clashing with Johnny Cage, I'm like, okay, that's Johnny Cage on the right. I'm like, on the left, I'm like, I don't know if that's Johnny Cage with a different haircut or if that's supposed to be JCVD. Like, I guess, but when I thought that, when I was like, oh, you know, it could just be him when he was younger. Like, you know, he was doing movies before I was even born. So, you know, I don't know what he looked like in all his stages. But a modder in one of the a modder online has already taken to just like, well, not a modder. He's just like, he's basically just setting up an edit to put the actual Jean-Claude face over the actual gameplay we saw, with the screenshot here showing. And now on the right side you see his actual edit, on the left is the actual in-game, in the middle you're seeing the reference clearly, and it's like night and day. Right. I'm like, how off could they have been? Because at first I was like, oh, maybe my recollection of the guy is just wrong and I'm like forgetting how he looks, maybe it's me. But I'm like, bro, not even the nose is right on the left one. Like not even the arch is like correct. The eyebrows. I'm like, bro, it just kept going. The more I looked at it, it got worse and worse and worse. This is like the Chun-Li MVCI all over again. I'm like, dude, this just doesn't look good.
I can let this one slide because I feel like they were still trying to keep it Johnny Cage a little bit. Right, they were in between. Maybe. Like, do we destroy the character a little too much?
But this is Jean-Claude.
Maybe they didn't have time.
This isn't Johnny Cage. That's the thing.
Maybe they just didn't have time. I mean, the game is coming out right around the corner. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt because they've done great marketing. They've made a great game so far. They've done betas. They kind of hit everything on the head. So like, can I let this slip up a little bit? Yeah. I can let this slide a little bit. They got the voice actor. I mean, that's
they got the voice actor. You got the voice actor, of course. By the way, it's I think it's Iskandar or Iskan08 on Twitter that actually did the mod. Apologies, the gentleman named Jake on Facebook apparently took credit for it when it wasn't his or theirs, whatever. But regardless, I'm hoping they kind of see this and pull a Capcom and do a facelift. It would be great. I don't know if they'll do that. Because there's a lot more that goes into, obviously, you know, these animations, all the talking, all the lip syncing, everything they have to do to make sure it all works.
Depends on the movie itself. You know, I mean, I know it's him. I mean, but it's also property of the movie too, right?
But they're licensing his voice, his name, you know, his brand. You didn't get the license for the face in a visual medium like this. You really didn't get it. I kind of have a hard time thinking they would.
I mean,
we got Rambo, we got Stallone.
I know exactly. We got Rambo
and Schwarzenegger. You can't mess up.
We got Schwarzenegger's face, but not his actual voice. It wasn't like Arnold, but I believe that was a scheduling issue. Like other than that, so
also the licensing, they couldn't even get Terminator 2 one, according to Maximilian's latest video, where he's like reviewing all of the designs. They apparently couldn't do even the costume of T2. Only the new Terminator.
The newer stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you got to also look at it. Maybe it was also how much funding. Like, I know we know they have money, right? But like at the same time, they're probably like, we're going to go over budget if we probably, because we have other people to get to, right? Megan, well, we'll get into that. But, you know, someone doesn't look exactly how they're supposed to.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but that's currently where it stands right now.
Well, what if they did Hot Ones so they can get the budget from the Hot Ones? They get
Jean-Claude Van Damme on there.
But need to get the more facial features for Jean-Claude.
I don't know.
And then he's gonna get into his boat. He's gonna go up river and kick that son of a giant
come with
butt
me?
so hard.
Do you want to come with me? Or he's like, wait, is it? Do you want to go home? Or do you want to come with me?
Wait.
Yeah. The next Shang Tsung wannabe, he's gonna feel it.
Favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
One I haven't seen yet.
Time Cop. Time Cop was fun for me. I like Time Cop.
I've never really like seen them. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of his movies.
There's Kickboxer. There's Bloodsport. There's what's the one where he's dancing?
I know which one you're talking. I know you're thinking of that one.
I think that is
I think
Kickboxer,
that's
yeah.
Kickboxer as well. Yeah.
There's only one for me, man. It's Double Impact.
Oh, Double Impact.
Where he
That was
like
a good
the
one.
part where he wakes up from the tub and he has to go jump
Oh,
off
no.
the thing.
What's
into the
the-
lasers?
Is that the joint with fucking Dennis Rodman?
No. This is the one where he's him like he sees himself, another version of him.
Oh yeah,
Where-
yeah.
The one?
I know which one you're talking about with Dennis Rodman. I think that was.
Sure, that's not
that was
the one.
Double Trouble?
That was hold up, Double Team.
Double Team. Ah, yeah.
Yo, for
Double
those
Impact and Double Team.
for those that don't know, Double Team was fire. Double Team.
I'm not gonna
was
lie.
fire.
Dennis Rodman could act in that movie.
Dennis
That movie.
Rodman basically was just like, yeah, yo, just act like yourself, and he just was himself. Yeah, this is the real joint right there. Master Raven for Master Raven was Master Raven for real.
I kind of remember
if they
this.
get-
I'm kind of sad.
What
man.
if they get Master Raven? The person who's acting has his voice is Dennis Rodman.
Oh, that'd be
kind of cool.
That'd be sick. I'm down.
It'd be weird, but it'd be cool
I dig.
because he's into video games and stuff too. So
Yeah. All right. So Jean-Claude Van Damme is not the only actor that has been involved now with MK that has been kind of getting promoted out, as Meza has already alluded. But we ended up getting another trailer for another character after last week's episode, and this one from a much once again long asked for character from the 3D era. So once again, Gabe's not gonna know anything about this character in any way, shape, or
Oh no,
form.
I know a little bit. I've seen plenty of fatalities.
Oh, have you? All right, so we got Nitara. Nitara, the resident demon / kind of vampire-esque succubi character from... Actually, you know what's funny? I can't remember if she's from Chaos or Outworld or Nether. I think she's Nether Realm, I believe. I can't remember. She's one of the three. I want to say maybe Chaos because she was... I think she's getting tied in with Havoc. But so she's in. Megan Fox has been shown to be voice acting. I think the facial capture as well as her. Maybe even she's the face model. I think possibly. It looks like it could be her.
it's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's,
believe it
this
is.
of her.
Yeah, I think it is her.
Where's Ventinaris or Veterinos or whatever?
What?
That's where she's from. That's
Bless
her
you.
world or whatever.
Bless you.
It's the same one as Scarlet's and whatnot. So
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Damn, that's deep. I don't even remember that one. But yeah, so we get to see her, and so she's a primary character, and she's not a cameo, or she could actually also be a cameo. Remember, just because your character's the main character does not mean they won't become a cameo. Hence things like Kung Lao and such, right? It's a good example of it. But oh yeah, it was really cool. There's some deep references in there. And it was really cool with the Kung Lao one where they talked about, what did you do with Jen's body, right? Jennifer's body, double entendre. Because also Kung Lao's girlfriend in the Mortal Kombat Conquest TV show, her name was Jennifer. So they are cutting super, super fucking deep there, bro. But how are we feeling on the character? She has a dive kick. She seems to have some sort of flight mobility, which in MK, it's like mobility, any kind of mobility abilities in your kit are kind of strong, just because the game doesn't. Does the game? Yo, this is gonna sound so fucking like amateurish, but the game doesn't have run, right? There's no run in this game.
No.
Okay. There's just dashing. There's like macro dashing, like
Really
MK9
fast, really
blocking
fast.
dashing. Yeah. There's the dash like blocking right now. The MK9 dash blocking is what's like happening, which TBD might not be there at when the game drops, but when there's something like mobility related within the kit is interesting. But it looks like she's got kind of like a Rashid thing going on, right? I don't know if you caught that. If you peeped that that kind of air dash into overhead, it seems like super low profile right here. Yeah, because it looks like she can go into flight and go into a dash really low to the ground. So there's mixed game potentially,
and even an air X-ray or whatever you want to call it. It'll blow.
Is her X-ray in the air? Let me see.
She just did it.
Yeah,
It seems like it comes from the air.
Yeah, kind of like Cyber Sub-Zero, because he could only do it in the air.
Yeah, and Devora had also air one. So something else that like she's definitely reminds me of like Firebrand's sort of like flight cancels. Again, air mobility for a Mortal Kombat game is pretty dope. I mean, she's already looking better than a 2021 movie, and I forgot she was in there. I literally typed in Nitara, and it was like
she got fatality. I forgot.
Yo,
she
bro,
got destroyed.
She literally died within the first 20 seconds of her start. He was like, Nitara, get him. And Kung Lao was like,
oh, he split her in half, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like flawless.
He's like, yeah, I did that. And then I was like, wait, and then he died. I'm like, no, I'm thinking of the animated joint. So she's in. She got announced, which is awesome. Wow, I forgot how ridiculous that fatality just went from 0 to 100. Like another celebrity kind of jumping into the mix to actually be a part of the MK legacy, which is really cool. And a kind of a fan, not a fan favorite, but a much highly fan requested character. Funny enough, but it's like only the deep ones. Like I said, you have to really know about the character in the 3D era to really understand, because she has not made an appearance since Armageddon. So, and even in the Armageddon Deadly Alliance time, it was a little I don't want to say limited. Like, she didn't really have a lot of crazy stuff when it came to story beats. Like, I think she had more of an impact in like Conquest and the single player stuff, but not so much in like the main story. She was kind of a throwaway-ish character. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to remix that and bring her into kind of mainstream now, since she looks like she could become a big part of it, since she is a main character that you're actually playable with. So that more than likely she will be in the story in some capacity.
It did say that, well, I don't know if this is like current lore as well, but original lore at least, she's in Outer World with Shang Tsung, and she's trying to separate her like a land, or I don't know, a part of the Outer World into her own home, so that like I guess she can start her own thing. So I don't know if she's still probably trying to do that, but I would imagine she's in Outer World.
Two things. One, you're saying Outer World, and it's throwing me off. It's Outworld.
Well, that's how they spelled
it. That's how you. Well, you know what? They're wrong.
Oh, it is Outworld. I lied.
I'm about to say, like, damn.
I just kept thinking Outer World. I don't know. It's the outskirts of the world.
But one thing I do want to say though.
Yeah, what you got?
Her voice acting already sounds better than Ronda Rousey. Sorry, Rhonda. I'm just so sorry.
No, don't say sorry.
It already sounds
better.
so much better. Listen, I say sorry because I know Rhonda can kick my behind.
Oh, she can kick everybody's ass in here.
She can break my arm in 2 seconds.
She can actually fatality you.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Megan Fox, I would imagine, has experience doing voice acting and a lot of like other stuff, right? And she's
I wouldn't
done,
be surprised.
Cartoons, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, once she hit that Transformers, franchise, like I'm sure that was her breakout. I mean, yeah, sure, she had Jennifer's Body and all this other stuff, but I'm sure she has made her rounds there. But also make a quick note, man. I was not kidding about that flight. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but she puts down a circle that seems to enhance her in some way, maybe her abilities, give her some options or something like that, because she's like a blood, like you said, like Scarlet, she's gonna be kind of blood dependent or something like that. There's gonna be some sort of mechanic with her kid, as we've already seen. But like that flight is low, like you can kind of like cancel in to do some dirty stuff for sure. So it's gonna be interesting to see what she's gonna be able to do, as she is once again one of the playable characters coming out with the game as soon as it drops. So
I will say this: she has done a lot more voice acting. She's played in more games. She's been in more games. than Rounda, but Rounda's only done it in Mortal Kombat 11 and WWE 2K20. Terrible.
I mean, that doesn't really
the way
count.
she looks in it. Does that? Because she's playing herself, I guess. So, yeah. I mean, at the end of the
she
day,
can't do a
Megan
promo either. So,
and we're still waiting upon the awesome DLC gameplay. I cannot wait. I am so. I saw somewhere online like a screenshot or an image of actual Ermac in game in Ermac. So I don't know if it's real or not. I'm gonna have to double check it. I didn't want to really report on it. But man, I just want to see Homelander and oh my god, why am I blanking? Omni-Man. I almost said Omega. I'm like, no, that's wrong. It's Omni-Man. Damn it. And Omni-Man play.
I'm more excited for Takeda. I really want to see how he plays.
Takeda, yeah, that is true.
Without variations.
He's old man Takeda.
I don't think so. I mean, would you call Smoke old man?
Yes, he's got gray hairs.
Yeah. I mean, but he's a ninja, so does that really count?
Look at all those
he's
grades.
Ninja though.
Why is he climbing so slow?
Because he's like 35, maybe 40.
He's watching them. He's like, yeah, I'm just making sure you guys don't fall. Because can you guys fly? Can y'all do this?
It's okay if Kung Lao was there, he would have ended Nitara instantly.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll make a callback to that. Like, I wonder if in the story, they actually like he'll be the one to drop her if that happens, and he just splits her. And Shang Tsung's like, I've been here before. It seems all familiar. Like I've been. Anyone else having deja vu? Okay.
They should have the Kira meme come out, and he's like, get out of my head,
get out of my head.
That's the problem that I've had with this game, though, is that it's gonna come out Thursday, and we still haven't gotten trailers or gameplay of Shang Tsung.
There is one more final trailer to come out. Ed Boon has already confirmed that. We don't know how much we're going to get out of it. Is it going to be a big story one? Is it going to be a crazy big trailer? There is going to be one more combat cast as well. It might be happening this Wednesday, week. Right? It might be tomorrow for all we know. By the time this episode comes out on the 12th, it might happen the day of. Like, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, it's gonna be from 0 to 120 real quick.
Quick funny note. I almost forgot to tell you guys. I talked with a friend, and their friend,
who's their friend whose uncle works at NetherRealm.
No.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more direct. So my friend's friend is actually voicing Shang Tsung.
Nice.
Yeah, that's crazy. Small world.
Small world, man. Small world. See if we can get Shang Tsung on the show.
He's done some other voice acting too. He's done.
Go tell your friend back.
Please tell me.
Yeah, tell him to get on.
I hope you don't have any friends that are Ronda Rousey, right? Because I don't want to break my heart.
Yeah, I definitely do. I got friend of a friend of a mom's friend of a sister's friend.
I have worked with her colleagues.
If I make fun of her one more time, I'm going to be laid out like your cat is behind you.
Damn, that cat is a dead body. Holy shit, I just noticed. All right, so MK.
He's actually sleeping.
MK1 is around the corner. Like I said, we're gonna expect to see some new trailers, some new things coming out. The big promos are happening. Maybe a final story trailer. There is somebody online that already has the game and has been streaming it.
Yes, on Kick.
Yes, they're already been streaming it, and some of some of the versus quotes are coming out. Like, he's a big Melina player, so he's showing a lot of Melina quotes and stuff. Like, we don't know anything about Reiko. Reiko was one of the characters she faced. I was like, bro, I forgot this character was even in this game, because we have yet to get gameplay on him or anything. But we know there is a trailer that was shown off of there at San Diego Comic-Con. That hasn't come out yet. Are we going to see a mega trailer with that? We're just going to have to wait and see. But MK is going to be coming out. I mean, everybody's feeds. Be looking forward to it. If you pre-order the game, you'll be playing a little bit early. If not, hopefully you dodge the spoilers. You dodge whatever happens on Twitter Space, all that stuff, for like about a week. So it's gonna be a rough one, but I think we will all manage. Just like how we're gonna manage this ad break we're going into real quick. So we'll be right back after this, guys. We got some more things to cover here in the fighting game community. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. All right, MK's now, like I said, it just over the horizon for some of us. We've got the bills to spend on it. I'm looking forward to it, but that doesn't mean we've got some other things to cover here. Tokyo Game Show is coming up. I think it is on, let me just get the date exactly. It's on the 21st of December to the 24th. So it's going to be in the next 2 weeks. Matter of fact, will we be able to, we'll cover it. We'll cover it like 3 shows from now will be the last show of September. But the reason I bring up Tokyo Game Show is that there's some expected developers obviously to be there. Most notably Capcom and Bandai Namco will be there. Bandai Namco has already taken to Twitter stating that there will be another trailer to show off another character. If you have followed the leaks and everything that has come into Tekken 8, you already probably have a good idea as to who's left over. I might have even let it slip at some point in one of the episodes here, because I went in and looked into all the details there. And when their last trailer came out, when it dropped all the additional characters that were coming that we didn't know about, the leaks confirmed them already. So it's pretty well confirmed that they will be true. So that last character is going to be very interesting for everyone to see. I can't wait to see the reactions, but expect that at Tokyo Game Show, and Capcom being there as well. I'm expecting I was expecting more Aki, but Aki comes out when? At the end of the month?
She comes
27th.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 27th. So she does come the week after Tokyo Game Show. So we will probably see gameplay, maybe a build there already for her. So we're going to see something from her. My theory is we'll see some Aki story stuff, or rather some more World Tour stuff, some gameplay that people are showing. There's already something that's floating around that some gameplay of hers already floating around that looks like it's pushing that she will more than likely be a charged character, which we've already kind of thought was going to be the case. But the other thing that I'm theorizing is that we'll get an Ed teaser, because Ed is going to be the next character to actually be released. It's supposed to be happening winter 2023, excuse me, with Akuma rounding out the season 1 character pass in spring of 2024. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put on some Ed as well, maybe tie the two together in some way, shape, or form. Remember, Ed is supposed to be new Shadaloo. Bison's not a thing. Fang worked for Bison, might not have liked them. Maybe with his apprentice, she'll work for Ed. Who knows? Cross paths in some way. But that's my assumption as what's happening. I don't know about you guys, but I think that like kind of fits the bill.
I mean, it just feels kind of like they just need to really figure out how to not keep bringing back these weird old characters and just really build new characters. Because we have so many new characters that they're not building enough around, such as like Chun-Li's student. I still am waiting to hear if they're even going to release that as a character in the game. Maybe season 2 with like maybe another new character. But I definitely want to see more of less of the older characters and fitting them into the story. And I want to see a new era, because that's what we're supposed to be going into. Yep. So I don't want to see Fong anymore. We got Aki, right? I want to see Bison. We got JP. Like, I want to see them start building on that story and move away from older Street Fighter characters.
Yeah.
So we can get into the new era.
New generation. I mean, we are at currently the latest, canonically, if you look at the Street Fighter timeline, we are at the latest point we've ever been in this entire series in the past, 35 years or something, or I think Street Fighter is like 2 years younger than me or a year older than me. I can't remember. But, yeah. I'm right there with you, so I'm hoping to see. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with Akuma though, because it's like this is gonna be the oldest we've seen Akuma. And if you remember seeing that concept art and what they showed off, he's gonna have the white hair. I'm like, bro, like this should be a savage ass Akuma, and I really want to see.
Make him play like half Akuma, half Goken.
That'd be sick. I don't know. Just don't make him play like 5, because 5 was atrocious. Please.
4. No. Let's go back to 4 and make him play. Maybe he'll play a little bit more like Oni mixed with like a little bit of himself. Not too crazy. You don't gotta look crazy, but
yeah, no Shin Akuma's here. But no, I understand.
I also want to say for TGS, we also might get an opportunity to see the new. And I know some people aren't the biggest on arena fighters, but we might also get to see the 2v2 Jujutsu Kaisen cursed game. Well.
That's right. So
which I'm looking forward to.
So TGS, like I said, we'll be covering it. It'll be on our last episode of the month of September. So we'll be able to get to that post show as soon as it wraps up on Sunday. So with that, we've got just let me see a couple other things just to get into. So one thing. This is like another PSA. This is another thing I kind of wanted to bring up because of just this was actually something I wanted to bring up last week, but obviously I wasn't here for it. But there's still like a lot of there's still a division in fighting games right now when it comes to console versus PC. It's pretty prevalent. I'm big on the PC side of things. I think it's the best option for the player. Like competitively, there might be like there's an argument to be made because PS5 latency is a little bit better. It's within the realm of the actual realm of error, like margin of error between them, but like with recent issues with like what happened at Evo with like how many PlayStations, right, we're melting USB ports and such. I'm big on PC because I just want my PC. I want to be able to do whatever I want with my hardware. I don't want it to get just stuck on one thing. I like flexibility, I like utility. There's so much more you can do with it. You don't just have to just play fighting games on it. I mean, you can say that with consoles as well, but you get a lot more benefits from the PC. You can do mods, stuff like that. Like there's already benefits there. Most recently, the other argument for me is what's happened with PlayStation Plus recently, right? The big difference when it came to PC to consoles is that, right, like if you take it as face value, where like, oh, you pay for the console, you pay for the PC, you pay for your monitors, you pay for your peripherals, blah blah blah, you get the same experience more or less. But the big difference is that for PC, you never ever had to pay an extra premium or an extra price in order to take whatever game that you've already purchased and take it online, right? Consoles, it's always been the way with consoles since Xbox Live, right? It's you pay a subscription, you pay for a membership, and that allows the console to actually go online. And in order for you to play ranked, in order to play whatever casuals, in order for you to play some games that you need an online access to, you are required to have these kinds of subscriptions. Most recently, if you've been in to know how PlayStation Plus has had the PlayStation Plus subscription go up. It has gone like from 12 month for like the essential, which is like the cheapest one. It's going from like $59.99 to $79.99. That's the 12 month subscription. Then there's the plus, then there's the premium, which can go as high as $160, which is up from $120. So it's like a $40 price on like the top tier, and 20, I think it's 20 respectively, or 20 and 40 on the other ones. And it's like the amount of time that we play, because fighting games, we'll play them well after the wheels have fallen off and the game is done. You'll still see the people that are playing it. Fightcade is when people say like, how long could you honestly be playing a fighting game for? I just point to Fightcade and be like, go fucking talk to those people, because these are cats that are still running and gunning games that are 30 years old, right? Like, and still playing online, being developed to play online and such, but they don't have to pay a premium for that. So like, I'm just adding this to kind of like the additional argument of like, PC is like, I think just better for the player, because that is just extra money you don't have to shell out. Because even if you think about it, say what was the lifespan for Street Fighter 5? Street Fighter 5 was what 2015? 2016 to 2023. No, 23. It's this year.
It felt way.
Technically this year. Remember, it ended in May because 6 came out in June. But let's say 2022, just for argument's sake. So 6 years, right? 6 years, and if you're a competitive player, you're online the entire time. You're playing. You're going to play online the entire way. So you want to be up on your PlayStation Plus, your Xbox Live, right? We're going to keep it to PlayStation Plus right now. PlayStation Plus, let's say you took the cheapest option, $60 a year. 6 years. That is $360. My math is correct. $360 you spent just so you could go online. While as the argument could be like, oh, well, PC is a bigger entry point, right? It takes more money to get in, which isn't necessarily like a real argument nowadays. You can really get by with really cheap stuff, especially if you're very savvy. You can haggle, you can just find stuff on the cheap. It's a very different ecosystem compared to just like buying a console either new or used. $360, even if you say the prices are higher, that $360 that console players unnecessarily have to pay You can add that to the equation and give that credit to a PC and still get like a solid video. You get a 20 series, 2070 or something right now, like $360. Let me see. GPU. Let me see. $360.
Go to 1050 Ti. That's good enough.
1050 Ti. You right now can get you can get an RTX 3060, which I know it's a 3060, but it's like 12 gigs. You could do a solid 1440p experience, but you're gonna be running. That's $300. That's still an extra $60 for like fucking an extra controller, an extra a Brooks converter if you need it, because you have to now go to fucking tournaments and your stick maybe isn't just meant for PlayStation. It's a I don't know, a flat box or a custom stick or whatever. Pay your $50 now. You can play it your stick anywhere. It still covers that charge. But like I said, 3060, you can get a 2070. You can set a 1080 Ti. Is still very much like you can still make it work, especially for fighting games, because fighting games. Don't get me wrong, some of them look amazing. More of the time, I'm thinking nowadays, like the NRS game is gonna be insane. I don't know if you looked at the minimum requirements or the recommended requirements. Street Fighter 6, you don't need a whole lot to run on. There's potato mods. Where there's a will, there's a way. But if you want the entire experience, $360 can pay for your GPU easy. While as you're paying that on the console to just be online. This is not I'm not putting this as a reason to just be like, hey, consoles suck. There are places. Some people can't get PC parts. Some people don't have access to it. Maybe they're still too pricey. The market gets crazy. But this hike has just kind of emphasized that idea. I'm like, man, I really enjoy playing on PC even more because I don't like having to shell out extra money just so I could have a simple service like going online on a game that I've already been purchased. So it's like kind of a win-win.
I mean, okay, I'll give a little pushback, and I understand why people may not want to pay, like, let's say, like, they pay the $160 for the premium for PSN Plus, right? Which I think is absurd. But, like, if you're like us, who we buy a bunch of Steam games and probably never play them, but we always have access to them, granted, we don't have to keep paying to have access, but a lot of these people who may play a lot of games and like to keep cycling through, they do have that game catalog, so you're being charged for the catalog and discounted on some of the games that you're gonna buy, which is weird to me. But you do get that accessibility to kind of like try before you buy or just turn it off, which I mean, this whole cloud streaming thing is kind of a little, I feel like it's a little outdated at this point in time, because when you're on PC, you just buy the game or you find it for cheaper online and then you're good. It's yours forever. It's not like you have to streamline it for $100+ But I think console is just easy accessibility.
Yeah,
so
it's
you don't have to build your computer.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I really think people should stop just flat out, unless it's a laptop, stop buying PCs from these random Dell products from Best Buy. If you're gonna invest, you might as well buy and build yourself or have somebody help you, because I just think that's when the cost starts hiking up and not making sense. Yeah, because
there's a premium. Sometimes you do get a deal though with some of those all-in those system integrators and such. There's definitely deals. There's that in itself is an argument that we could go down all day.
But I just think people should know, like, but you're like, versus a console, you kind of just get that, like, it's all in one. It's everything. You don't have to upgrade it. You don't have to downgrade it. Everything's just there. So I kind of understand the accessibility.
Yeah,
the one-time payment for that, and then okay, I'm going online. Like, I don't have online for PSN, right? But if I was to get it, it's just $10 a month, or I pay the $60 for the 12 months, and then I forget about it, right? But you still got to buy games, and I that's what I said before. I was like, $100 for Mortal Kombat's kind of high.
Wait, it's $10 a month for you?
If you just get the base plan, just to be able to go on the internet to play.
Oh, what? Wait, how come that's $10 a month while the year was like $60?
So if you do, there's Essentials, Extra, and a Premium.
Yeah.
The month-to-month payments are $10 a month. The 3-month is $25, and then the 12-month is just $80 in total.
Huh. Okay, so that's because they lock you in that way. Okay,
like that's how that's how they get you for the 12 months.
They give you a little cheaper on it. Gotcha.
But like, people are gonna, I mean, more hardcore console players are gonna be like, I'm all in, so let me just get the extra or the premium for 12 months. I'm never gonna look at it for the next 12 months.
That's crazy though, because if someone doesn't think about that and they go like, I'm just gonna pay the $10 a month, and they have it as a reoccurring payment, they're actually paying $120 a year.
Yeah.
for even the cheapest one. It might not, it's like your Netflix subscription or whatever, or maybe a subscription you don't know. You're just like, whatever. And it just pulls from your account and you don't really think about it. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah. That's even more money.
At 100, it went up. So
at $10 a month, at $120 a year, if you went through all of Street Fighter 5. I lost track of what I was. Not lost track, but I lost track of my numbers. That's $720. Bro, that's a PC right there. Yeah. Holy shit. Holy
I mean, you
shit.
either buy the high end, you buy on the high end for this PSN Plus stuff and just accept it for what it is, because you just don't want to play on PC. You don't want to like get into turning it on, doing all the whatever little mechanics. You just like the console. Or you invest and don't deal with paying the amount that you're talking about, right? You know what I mean? Like $720 like a year.
Not a year.
Somebody's rent.
Over 6 years.
Oh, still, that's somebody's rent for at least 1 month, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, listen, look, sorry, I'm not as involved, but listen. The other day, I noticed that my Xbox renewed itself, like its yearly subscription last month, and that's not being played.
Yeah, you're.
And then for PlayStation to go up to 70, I'm questioning if I should even get a PS5. Like, I could just go to my brother's house and play on it, and that only happened because they put that extra one level up so that you can play those free games, and it's like, but you were already giving us PlayStation Plus games.
Yeah,
remember, you're getting the exclusivity.
Yeah, there's a value you can put to dollars that you're getting out of it, but it's like, that's if you're playing that many games. Some months you might not be. Yeah, some months you might not be. Some months you might be busy. You might have shit to do and you're not playing as much. That's why it drives me crazy, because I'm like, everyone's got a schedule. Everyone's on some shit. So I'm like, bro, like I would rather not pay for having those services, or for being able to have that service, while I was like, I'd rather be on a platform that just gives it to me, which is why, once again, like for me, PC's just, it makes more sense.
The only justifiable reason is if I pay the $160 and I'm getting access to new games on release, and I can play them for X amount, like, maybe they're released on there for like maybe a week, which exactly. So I'm like, there's no reason for me to, unless I'm playing games that are like a year old or something like that. It's just not worth it. And Xbox did get rid of their Xbox Live Gold and only do Game Pass now.
Yeah, it's Game Pass.
Correct. I don't even know how much that is, because like they're in like works with Epic Games and the Epic Store, and so they got this whole system. But I feel like they've given more.
Yeah, I think between the two Game Pass might be a little ahead there, because also there's integration with, like, if you have Game Pass for Xbox, you can use it on PC, on a Windows PC, and you can then still play Game Pass on your. So it's like there's a value like you can get out of it, but yeah, it's yeah. It was just
you're gonna like this.
It was just a thought process.
This shit is just crazy. I mean, like, if I was to be like someone who wanted to get into like, maybe not like fighting games, but just like gaming in general, for Xbox, it might just be the best option. You have the Game Pass for console only, which is $10.99. Then you have the Xbox Live Gold, so it still exists. Live Gold still exists, but that's $10 a month. Same thing as PSN. But then their PC Game Pass is $10, unlimited access to over 100 high quality games on PC, new games added all the time. And then the Game Pass Ultimate is $17 a month, which is like both. You get everything.
Yeah.
You get gold, you get all that stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, they seem like they're doing it right, but it's still like, if you add it all up.
So that's not. This was just a segment that was supposed to be more of a PSA for all our listeners. Just your thoughts on it, because it's been on my mind for quite some time, where like PC, because there's still that argument that we have in fighting games about PC versus console still. It's going to be like that for quite some time until mass adoption happens. But yeah, I just know, chalk another one for the PC side, where it's like, we don't have to pay for going online, which, like I said, think about how long we play. If I were to do that from the rip, which we've got our years, especially early on with 360, right? And like, we know when the games, dropped in 2009, imagine the amount of money you've been paying to stay online all this time. Like,
Real quick, we actually got off scot-free because remember that law was supposed to pass for online streaming services, internet to be online streaming services where we would have to pay for the internet. We actually fought against that, and that saved PC users from being like console users. We had to pay monthly to actually, have the internet like that for any games. So, hey, we won. All right, we won in that situation, but we're seeing it.
I was gonna say, and there's other battles, and then there's other things to fight, like the regional. Like, I was actually not gonna go too deep into it, but also the regional price is just a whole other mess.
I'll just throw this last thing out there because we're still fighting game podcasts. Mortal Kombat not being crossplay yet hurts the community more than anything because now you're forced, because the consoles are going to be where they force people to play competitively. So at the end of the day, if you're playing on PC, you're going to get some tournaments, but they're not going to be prioritized because Sony, Mortal Kombat, Evo, stuff like that, they're going to try to cater towards, most TOs are going to cater towards what everybody needs to be playing on.
Mass adoption. Gotta get the most amount of people in.
Sure.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta sell them tickets. Can't blame them. There's a cost to all this stuff. But yeah, so with that, guys, actually, we are going to be calling it. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. Let us know what you think about that whole PC versus console rant when it came to the online services. Am I tripping about it, or is there something in there? Let us know. Once again, you guys can tag us on Twitter at Double Tap FGC for the podcast here. You can also tag my host or any of us here. You can tag Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms, on Twitch where he's live streaming his TNS runs, and random Street Fighter nights, because that's like what you've been playing.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. And then we've got, of course, Meza at Meza FGC on Twitter and on Kick, where he's still keeping up the DFO lobbies every week, and he's posting up every week when they go up. So make sure to go follow him if that's something you're interested in and want to go check out, or you just want to see his awesome cat that he's just holding on to right now, just showing us.
Yeah, he'll be on stream more often.
There you go. All right, and you can follow me at CrashTagVS, of course, on Twitter as well. Make sure to follow us on YouTube at DoubleTapFGC, where we clip and put highlights up of this episode here, as well as some original content we have down the pipeline. So make sure to go follow us there. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and also check out the other shows we have on the Mash Those Buttons Network at the Mash Network on Twitter. Go follow us there. They post up highlights. They post up links when new episodes come out. Whether maybe you're taking a break from fighting games, want to get into Final Fantasy, Apex. Maybe we might have some potential new shows coming down the line for some other games that might be getting a bit of a refresh this year. But you guys gonna have to follow to find out. We have a new episode that goes out live every Tuesday on the Mash Those Buttons Network. We're live on every podcast platform of your choice. Whatever one's your favorite, we are on it. I bet money on that, because it is literally everywhere. You guys can, of course, support the show free of charge, liking, retweeting, rating the show on your podcast platforms as well helps a whole lot. Liking the YouTube page and the videos and our little rants, such, commenting, all that really helps a whole lot out. We want to hear from you guys. We answer to every comment that gets posted up on us, and every review. We tend to also post it up here on the show and talk about it. We want to hear from you guys, of course, because you guys are the reason we do this. Is all love at the end of the day. We just got a passion for this, just like you. But we appreciate you guys hanging with us. Once again, we'll be live next week, 8:30 Eastern time on Monday, with a new episode on Tuesday. Until then, we got MK around the corner. We've got, like I said, KOF got a new patch, and we've got more to look forward to with Tokyo Game Show. But we'll be here to cover it right here on the Double Tap Show. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.